Okay, so we're about to create the falling thing, but first let's fix a couple issues real quick. When we press play here, we get some sporadic issues with things like this, where it just flops into a locked mode there. Kind of erratic code. Let's get rid of that real quick by going into our code here, going down to the bottom, and let's go ahead and turn off everything when it's not being used. If is grounded is equal to false, so he's on the ground now, because so let's go ahead and turn off stuff if that's the case. We'll go ahead and copy these out, turn off jump and turn off run right here. So if he's on the ground, we'll go ahead and just turn these things off, and then that should solve some issues for us in game here. Go ahead and we'll hit play here, and then now we won't get some of that erratic stuff. I'm holding down the space bar. He no longer goes into those crazy modes. So that's how we solve that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going here on getting him to fall. We need to set up a couple new things in code. We're going to create a private float and call it falling. And then we're going to assign it a value here. Falling equals rb.transform.y. So if he's flying here, turning off all these will fix some issues for us, because he'll no longer be able to go into the walking, running, jumping mode while he's flying. So if is grounded is equal to false, then we'll do a test here for if falling is greater than or equal to 0. Then we'll go ahead and activate our Boolean that we set up over here in game in the animator right here. So we'll make falling equal to true. Okay, so let's go back into our code here. It's going to be a little bit different, but pretty much the same. Animator dot set bool falling, and we're going to set it to true because it's a Boolean value, which means it's either on or off. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what that does in our game. Go here to the game, hit play. Let's go ahead and see if we can't solve this bug. It's on line 21. Unity transform does not contain a definition for y, an extension method of y. Okay, so let's go check out our code and see what went wrong on 21 here. Okay, silly mistake. Not transform.y, velocity.y. Okay, now our code should work just fine. Sorry about that. If anything, it shows that even those that are experienced make mistakes all the time, and that's not a big deal. And keep in mind, I'll provide all that code for you. So now let's see what happens in our game. We'll go ahead and run here. We'll jump, and then we'll fall, hopefully. Okay, I'm not getting that falling animation that I wanted. So let's go back and look at our code here, see what else is wrong. Okay, so let's walk through it. We've got this float falling. Falling is equal to rb.velocity.y. And then if he's not grounded, then falling is greater than or equal to 0. Then we're going to set bool falling to true. So our character then should fall and jump into that animation state. Let's go ahead and mute this. Go back to our game here. Okay, so what was happening is that line of code was prohibiting my guy from actually going into that animation state. So now we have this interesting thing where he's jumping and then he floats, but then he's going back into his jump state. So we've got something to figure out there, but we're making progress. Okay, so in the next video, we'll take him even further and make him even more dynamic, and it's going to be awesome. I'll see you then.